Welcome to Mind Power Unleashed. Stay tuned to our feature presentation. And reason why I'm here, our students, good morning. Now, we have to do a little better than that. Good morning, students. You know, I have a feeling that your school is the second best school in St. Elizabeth. That's right? It's not the second best school. Why did I have the impression that it was? Is this the best school in St. Elizabeth? You sure about it? I don't know. These persons on this side don't know, like, it's not true. So let me just ask them. Is this school the best school in St. Elizabeth? You are sure? Alright. The verdict is still out on it, just because I happen to be at another school. But it's good to see you. It's really good to see you. And I want to say thanks to Ms. Parsons and the members of staff for the invitation. But I also want to thank you for being here, because it is not of the show. And the fact that you're here and I am able to say something to you, I am grateful. Today is a special day because you're here and you're getting ready for your big moment. Now I want you to do something for me. Get in a stand, please. Everybody, quickly. gold mine, or it can be a minefield. It's a lovely place to live in when it's right. However, that same mine can be your worst enemy. I use a Bible story. You remember the story of Paul on the way to Damascus? Anybody remember that story? Paul on the way to Damascus. What was Paul's intention? What was his intention? He was heading there to kill all the Christians. He was going to get rid of them. And by the way, Paul believed that he was doing God's mission. Because that was what was in his mind, that killing these Christians is following God's plan. I don't know the story. He was knocked down. But then he had a change of plan. A change of mind. His mindset was, I am going to convert everybody to Christianity. But he attacked it with the same fervency, the same drive. And that's what I mean by saying that, hey, if your mind is correct, you are going to do great things. But the very same mind, if it's not in the right place, then you are going to do some awful things. And that is why we must always work on our mind first if we aim to get any sort of victory. Anybody here is bright? Brilliant? Anybody? Nobody? Let me ask again. Anybody here is brilliant? This one looks very well. This one looks good. Anybody here is brilliant? Let me do this now. Can I see the hands of all the persons who are sure they're brilliant? Oh, you don't have to lie about it, yeah? So let me try again. The hands of everybody who are sure they're brilliant. Yes. Alright, fair enough. Let me tell you something about how the mind works. Now, when I was in high school, which was quite a long time ago, for some reason, I have this little idea in my head that it don't have to be so bright. Now, where that idea comes from, I'm not even sure. But it was in my head that, hey, it don't have to be all that bright. So guess what I did? So you know what? And this was when about 8th grade coming up, and I said, okay, for whatever reason, somewhere in that time, you know, people that were brilliant, they kind of see them as nerdish, you know? So someone said, you know what, I don't have to be all that. I just want to average about 70. Because I'm sure in my mind that I'm bright like all of them. So I just want to average about 70. And that sounds like a good idea to me. Can I tell you something? All through high school, I never averaged above 70. Regardless of all the work that I put in. Regardless of how hard I try. And after a while I changed, I said, you know, I want to get better. But the thing is, in my mind, 70 was fine. And no matter what I did, in fact, my highest average in high school was 69. 69. Now, I went on to Excelsior, Oxy. But I went there with the same mindset. The mindset was there. So the course says, oh, I can't deal with this. I'm good. And there was a fellow, Ray Warren was his name, and he was always worked up about getting A's, and I was, why this fellow always behave like this? But guess what? I went there for 2 years, and I didn't go above a pass. No credit, no excellence. But the plan was working. So I went to back them afterwards, saw the courses, I said, what? You're not going to pass all of these. And guess what? We just go through God's word. And what was the result? Pass. Okay. No matter how easy the course was, average. Because in my mind, I am already settled for average. But guess what? I have been doing this for several years. And when I have been doing something for several years, it is not easy to just change instantly. But then I started some reading. And I remember I went to NCU for a summer program. But before I went there, I had this nice little book that I read. It's called Think and Grow And if you can get a copy of that book, I would encourage you to read it. Think I'm going. So I had the book and I started reading it. And I come across a word called auto-suggestion. I will say that anything you place firmly in your mind, everything will move towards it. So say, you know what? I have enough with the past. See what pleasant anymore. So I said, I'm going to NCU and my average should be 87.5. So I get all the C's out of my mind. 87.5. I went there and I said, oh, they say, you know, 87.5 is not A plus. Doesn't matter. A plus has to be. So I said, okay, what's A plus? And they say you have to average 3.89, somewhere there. And I started. And would you believe, after high school with C's and B minus and D's, and it tells them, and Bethlehem, that finally, the change of mindset, and when the first score came out of the first year, the GPA was 3.91. That averages 97.75. But you know what? I didn't get any brighter. All that happened was a change of mindset, a change of input. And here is something else that happened. I finally raised my standard. I raised the standard. The mindset of change. In fact, when I was in Excelsior, I said, hey, Ray won this squad in about 8. The first class that I walked in was a math class. And the first thing I asked the teacher is, so how do you get A plus in this class? And she went ahead and explained. And that is why we want to get everything between the ears. This gray matter, call it first. Because victory on the inside is victory on the outside. If we don't get it right on the inside, we are going to struggle on the outside. Which leads me to something that a lot of us tend to do. And I'm going to ask for help here. I want you to follow after me. And I want you to do this with conviction. I want you to say, I will not accept. I know you're not ready, so let's try that again. I will not accept. I know you're not ready with the right voice yet, so let me ask these over here. I will not accept. Let me try my friends in the middle. I will not accept. I know my friends over here will do better. I will not accept. Some standard efforts. I will not accept what? Some standard efforts. And notice, I didn't say results. Because you can't always control the result. But you can control yourself and the effort that you place in. And you, just like I, must always hold ourselves accountable. Anybody here know about COVID-19? Anybody? You know about COVID-19? I'm going to share something with you that I believe with all my heart. And I want you to believe it too. In fact, I think so. COVID-19 is oversold. You heard me? COVID-19 is oversold. But I want you also to do something else. Stop buying. What I mean by this? COVID-19 is now the problem. For everything in this world. For every lazy person, it's COVID-19. For everything that they were supposed to do, it's COVID-19. For everything that the teacher was supposed to get done, it's COVID-19. But listen to students, and listen well. There's a world after COVID-19. You hear me? There's a world after COVID-19. 4, 5, maybe 6 years from now, COVID-19 will not matter. The results that you get today will matter 5 years from now. And nobody is going to take COVID-19 as an excuse 5 years from now for you not doing well. You can't roll up in a personal office and go to you and say, you know what? You need 10 subjects. They need 10 subjects to get in, but I only have 5 because I was operating in the time of COVID-19. Nobody's going to take that from you. This is why I'm saying to you, don't use that as an excuse for underperforming. What if we see COVID-19 as an opportunity for you to get better, for you to get stronger, for you to say, hey, if I can conquer this, I can conquer everything that lays ahead of me. So what if I'm thinking about the problem, we see this as an opportunity to make ourselves stronger, to make ourselves better. Has COVID-19 caused problem? Yes. Has it shortened the time that we used to have? Yes. Did it take our teachers away? Yes. But I also want to say this, we're stronger than that. You are better than that. And you and I can overcome if we set our mind in the right place. Instead of thinking of all the problems that we have, our mindset should be, I am going to overcome regardless of what comes my way. Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We often give ourselves an excuse to fail. Want to listen? We often give ourselves an excuse to fail. Julius Caesar, the great Roman emperor, went to a battle once. His army was smaller. His weapons were not as sophisticated. He crossed the ocean, land on the enemy's soil, and then said to his soldiers, they are stronger than us, they are bigger than us, they are more than us, but we have to win. And just to make sure that they get the message, he burned all the ships. Said, gentlemen, the ships are going up in flames. The only way we are going home is if we win. Now I don't think they need any other message. It's either win or die. And believe it or not, with an army that was not as strong, with an army that was fewer in number, they won and won handsomely. My point, COVID has done a lot to us. However, we need a victor mindset instead of a victim. We have to put it in our heads that regardless of what happens, I am going to deliver. I am going to make the most of it. And I am not going to come out average like I did in high school. I am going to come out excellent. I am going to come out stronger because it is already in me. By the way, if I failed to mention earlier, let me say this to you. There's nothing, and when I say nothing, I mean nothing that the teachers can do, or your principal, or your parents, or me, for that matter, to help you unless you believe it, unless you know that it is in you. We can only try to activate something that is already in you. Because if you believe that you are strong, and you believe that you are going to win, life has some strange ways. Nature has a way of pulling all the right people, all the right circumstances to allow you to be victorious. Let me just say this as it relates to a victorious mindset. In 2013, I made a decision. You know, I've been teaching for quite some time, not maybe 2 now. But I made a decision in 2013. You know, at my school, whenever CXC roll around, we would recommend students, you know? So we have a class of maybe 30 students and we're going to sign the sheet for CSEC and say, you know what, some are not up to scratch, so they won't get a chance to do it. Now, something happened that changed my entire mindset. One day I'm going to sign up a few sheets and a young man come to me and says, sir, then since I'm not signed up for CXC, what am I going to do? And it troubled me all the year. Because I was asking myself, what is he going to do? So say, no, 2013, said, I'm not going to recommend anybody. If you have the money to pay, you are going to do it. Once you are willing to do the SBA. We didn't screen anyone. But by the way, the fact that everybody is going to do it, it does not mean that the pass rate should drop. Now that's what I am telling myself. Because I'm saying, I know, along with the team, must find a way to ensure that they not only do it, but they have the best chance to pass. The pass rate is dropped. Even though there were more students without the recommendation, it did not fall. Because in the mind, we are not going to allow it to fall. I tell you this. I think it was about 2 years ago. It was rolling around to 11th grade, and they said when everybody should get signed up. So a girl come to me, and she said, sir, I am not going to do CSEC. I said, what do you mean? She said, sir, I have not been doing well on IT from grade 7. I said, okay. I said, what do you mean I have not been doing well? She said, everything, sir. I failed them from grade 7. Grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 8. She said, sir, you realize I failed all of the tests? So I said, yes, I realized that. So she said, I don't think I should do it. I said, you know what? Since you have failed all of them, just continue failing them. But you see, CXC, you need to pass that one. I said, I failed all of them. But the final one, I need you to pass it. And I'm not going to take that. She said, I'm okay, sir. And she bowed her head and she started. Can I tell you something? It was the only IT test that they passed. But it was the one that mattered. And I'm telling you this because we have to inject in ourselves some type of friends that, hey, regardless of what happens in the past, there's a reason why it is called the past. It is already gone. You are here now, and you can make a world of difference with the decisions that you make now, with the mindset that you have now. So I'm going to ask you that sometimes today. And let me just share this final one with you. This is sometimes we don't know how much we have in us. Oftentimes, we undervalue, we underestimate, and undersell ourselves. Same 2030, when we decided everybody is going to do the exam. One boy got up, there was a little boy in the class, they call him Ganja Man. So he did not smoke. They only call him that because he was lips were black. But he was a rope beside. So, when I say everybody's going to do the exam, one of the boys in the class said, so Ganja Man, I'm going to do the exam this time? So I said, yes. But the reason he was asking, if you split the board in 3, and you write on it, and you finish all 3 sides, if you run it off the first side, Ganja Man will finish side 1. He was that slow. So I said, Ganja Man, here's how this is going to work. Take all the notes you can get. Whenever we start extra class, ensure that you're there. If you miss any other class, make sure you're here. And he came. I said, Ganja Man, you have to pass the exam. He said, yes, sir. And it was short, so they take advantage of it. But it was practical, they would take away his files, everything. But one thing, because he wanted to pass and committed to pass, he was here every day with his file. And he keep going on extra class. So CSEC time, somebody called. I didn't use the paper. A friend of mine called and said, Children, you want to come up at the shop? I said, what happened? He said, I just got them and passed the exam. But you went out to say something else. He said, I've teaching him for 2 years and I've never seen his book. But the thing is, there was one subject in his mind that he decided that he's he got the encouragement, and somebody empowered him, and the young man was able to pass at least one subject. I didn't say 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, but you know what it did for him? It teaches him that there was more in him, and he can do better over time. Now students, not every time somebody will be there to encourage you, but you have to be your best cheerleader. You have to decide that I am going to win, and even if the world gives in, I am going to deliver, not just for me or for my family, so everybody else will realize that it can be done because you have done it. So let me close by saying this. It's one of my favorite quotations from my favorite philosopher, Jim Rohn. He often says this: it's not the blowing of the wind that determines your destiny. It is the set of the sail. Not the blowing of the wind that determines your destiny. So I'm going to ask you one last time to say something with me. Are you ready? Alright, so I'm going to start with this side. Regardless of, I know you didn't hear me, regardless of what life throws my way, I am going to win. So let me try it a minute. Regardless of life throws my way, I am going to win. I know the side is going to do far better. Regardless of what life throws my way, I am going to win. That's all right for us. So let's do it together. And let me just say this, as I mentioned, do it together. Let me just say this. C-section came having up ones and twos for everybody. What I mean by that? Help somebody while you're at it. One of the fellow students might not be doing well. Try and help them. And give them a helping hand. Give them a push. Because it will not make you any less of a person. It will not affect your grades. In fact, it will make you better. So ladies and gentlemen,